Hello, and welcome to this baconbits video. Today, I want to show the job logs. Just wanted to walk through how we construct our job logs and how the information is broken down into different rows based on the endpoints, and we feel that this is a very good system because it's easy to find the information that you're looking for. So let's get started. Right now on job logs, I'm looking for all jobs just through basic filtering that are scheduled before a certain time. So let's say, scheduled is before or is after a certain date. Excellent. And then my job type, let's say right now this filter says profile deploy. So let's look at some profile deploys. This first one right here is a failed profile deploy. But let's look at why. In the task detail table up top, this shows the results per endpoint. So that means that this particular profile deploy, the set BG info as background every 6 hours. The last time it ran on these two computers, and the last time it ran on those two computers, the results were both fail. This shows the start time and the completed time for that profile deploy. The task log is where you can get detailed information about the steps along the way. And just like in the other table in Bacon, you can quick search this down to find exactly what you're looking for. So let's say I want to know only about my Hyper-V. And so there you go. Now I'm seeing only the results for the Hyper-V server. Or I can use filters to get that same information and not have to worry about the quick search changes that I want to make. So let's look at this line by line. This particular profile, first thing it did was attempt to copy over this file. But that step says that the file exists with proper permissions, no changes made. Excellent. That is really great information. Sometimes you want to know, was the file copied? Was it not? And not all package deployment logs in other applications give you that level of information. Next step, same profile, copy over the BGI file. By the way, Bacon is letting you know that that file already exists in that place with proper permissions, no changes made. And again, for the last one, the PowerShell script already exists, no changes made. And therefore, as the last step, in the profile it says, run this thing except if a file already exists. And therefore, we get an error back saying, cannot create a file when that file already exists, meaning the job is run. So that's why we have an error/fail on the Hyper-V machine. And for our Win10 machine, something else is happening, and that's also very useful information as well. So I'll need to jump into the VM and figure out what's happening there. But let's look at a few other jobs. And here, let's look at a successful deploy job, or profile deploy. So this is a profile deploy. This is a GPO, a local GPO, and these are all the results back from that attempt. The first two attempts failed, and the third one succeeded. And why would we see multiple failed attempts inside the same job log? And that's a feature of our job logs where you can go back to a previously failed attempt and retry it right from here. maybe you made a change to a file, maybe you made a change to the GPO, and that's what we did in this case. Is our first 2 attempts at deploying the GPO failed because of like minor formatting problems in the text file of the state. Third time's a charm, and it ran through just fine. And here's a timestamp, rendering. Yeah, so looks like it restarted at 133, and all of the other attempts. Here we go. So 137, 139. All specified proper policies are properly configured. And these are some of the logs. Here we go. This 139 block. Computer configuration, allow automatic updates, immediate installation has been disabled. The following policy changed, allow automatic updates, immediate installation. Following policy changed, specify intranet Microsoft update service location. Do not use TLS certificate, pinning for Windows update, for detecting updates, false. So this line here has the actual setting for that LGPO that was run. And the last to come through, the last line there says all specific policies properly configured. So this last one, as we can see, ran fine. Other attempts, like invalid element names, shows the errors that we had that told us where we needed to go to make the changes. That worked really well for us to pinpoint very quickly where we're going to make changes. More to look at, job type instead of, there we go, let's do like a nice patch install. So in the details for a patch install, you'll have a chance to see all of the attempted patches for installation. And sometimes in a case like this, it's a very long list. This particular case, there were 400, almost 500 updates to install. Now this one was marked failed because just a few of these did not install. However, all the other, 487 updates did install, and this gives a list of, this is what the version was before, and see what it should have become, something like that. And just, go through, and here we go. DMI decode 1328 is now 13210. This gives a very detailed list of what happened. And this tells you right down here, 487 of 490 patches installed. And a successful patch install looks very similar to the failed one, except they will all have gone through. This first line says, successfully installed. This large block right here is the standard out pipe from the computer itself, the server that you're updating, and 11 of 11. So, thank you very much, and we hope you have a very bacony kind of day.